I thought I said teaspoon in front of you, Tom. We think we might have found it. Good morning, welcome back to the Big Barn Build. Today it's the beginning of a new week. We're going to get on with some groundworks. We're going to get all the footings dug, we hope, this week. So we're at a point where we can start concrete. But to start with, more digging. Welcome back everyone, we're back in the seat of the digger with plenty more digging to get done. However, this time we're outside of the building and we're starting on the foundations around the outside wall. Some of this will be kept, some of it will be completely new, and some of it we changed our mind during this video. So you'll have to wait and see where we went with things. However, if you are new to the channel, then welcome. We are in the middle of a barn conversion at the early stages at the moment. So make sure you're subscribed. We'll be putting out about 2 videos every week throughout the whole process, and if you're completely up to date with the build, then you can head back 10 years and start from the beginning, because there's an awful lot of videos back there. But for now, we're going to get digging and hopefully get somewhere close to getting some concrete poured. Right, we've been busy digging and we've now worked our way around to the south end, which is the sunny patch, which is basically this whole area of backfill. Maggie, it's me talking to a camera. Maggie. It's this whole area of backfill, which is all pure stone. And at some point we're going to remove some of this so I can use it for the track. And then we'll use the crushed concrete to bring our levels back up. But for the time being, we're going to see how our drainage is. So at the other end of the building, we've got a downpipe which goes down the drainage underground. There's a big 150mm pipe, and that goes all the way down to the brook. But we've got one at the bottom of this downpipe, and I think this one might just go into the ground to a soak away. But what we've got is some of the drainage dye, and this stuff you can put in. It's like a fluorescent yellow green color. You can put a tiny amount in and some water, and I'm going to see if it comes out at the same point. It might not. This might not be completely redundant, but it's worth trying because it would save us needing to dig all the way around the building. I mean, if you were going to build a barn properly, you would do it, wouldn't you? You would do it at the same time, this side. Yeah. It's 300 square meters of roof, so I think this could have a chance. I've never seen it back up and spill out.
I was gonna say, like, would you see it?
There used to be a drain up there which came all the way down with these concrete pipes, and they went to nothing.
Yeah.
But that,
it's got to be identical to the other side.
Right, there it is. There's no instructions. I think you literally need a teaspoon.
Okay.
I'll go down to the brook. If you give it, I'll turn it on. It's just
turn it on and let it flow, I say. I eat it.
Yeah. You'd be peeing green for... It's when you go to the doctors and offer them a sample.
Yeah.
Right. I'm coming over. If you're not following the farm channel, you won't know these characters, but you also won't know about our new arrival, which is this dude over here. Hello, big boy. That's close enough. You know, male goats, they don't smell particularly fragrant. Well, they do actually, just the wrong sort of scent. All right, I think I'm ready. To be honest, we should be able to see it as just the water running through the drains now, and I can't see anything. I think it comes out in here. Maybe not, maybe a bit further down. No. Where does it go? Maybe it's further up. I keep seeing like bits of green, but I think it's just a reflection of leaves. We think we might have found it. So where's it coming out? Oh, it dilutes pretty quick. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's amazing though. That means it... Where's it coming out?
That took ages.
Here. Well, I think the hole's a bit blocked. Super. I can't even find the wall of it. The only thing is, if you discharge into watercourse, I think sometimes they make you put like a concrete shroud around it. Oh look, is that... Well, that's not a pipe, that's just where it's leaking. Oh boy, let's put some more green.
There we go, a bit more green.
Oh, that's way easier if we have to put a concrete header or whatever it's called. That's plastic. Or is it? No. Or it is, but it works.
It's a bit vulnerable, isn't it, to flooding and everything?
Well,
that end.
I think maybe if we dig it up, put it further up. That is awesome news. That saves a whole lot of digging and a whole lot of drainage. So we now know that the two existing downpipes reach here as they should. So all we need to do is our new downpipes on the north end just need to come down, and we'll put a joint so they can come in. We'll probably have to put some sort of inspection chamber up there, but that's fine. But it's all flowing freely. Right, that was a busy and productive day. I'm going to give you the roundup. I know I didn't film much. I will get better. A little bit of a time lapse running this morning, so you saw what happened along that end. I'll show you what's been going on because there's a little bit of uncertainty on how we progress next, bearing in mind that we've got the same to do the other side. So what the situation was is we've got this existing block work which still needs one block course taken off to get down to where we want it. We were going to retain that. It was going to act as kind of our shuttering for the edge of the slab, and then our kind of structural, our new footing was going to sit outside of that, and that's what would carry our brickwork and cladding and things like that. So we were going to tie the two together, but it turns out that the footing for the block work is pretty much non-existent. It's kind of just there between the pads. So we've got lovely big footings for this, the steel frame. So happy for that with this kind of size and everything. That went down well with the structural engineer. However, the footing that sits below this block work is not quite as chunky as we'd hoped, which means that even when we pour ours, our new footing is going to be down on the virgin ground we've got to now, but it's going to finish before this one even starts. So the likelihood is that we will end up, this end's going to be okay, I think, because we're that much lower, it steps down. This one and the next one are probably not needed because this is patio, but we may have to do something there. So it's only those end two bays, and actually the last one was a slab, so we've taken out, well, there was nothing to take out, there was nothing to retain, and that's meant that we've switched to a full width regular footing there, which is what carries around along on the north elevation. So loads of progress. I mean, it didn't take long to get this whole thing dug, but we might have to do a bit more work. We might have to take out that block work, which would be a shame, but it might be easier in the long run. Then moving around to the south end, we obviously discovered that our pipes, our drainage pipes, run all the way down, which is the biggest win of the day, because it just saves a whole load of drainage, whole load of digging, and there are existing drains that we can get on and use. But the problem occurs where we've got all this backfill. So there must be several hundred tons, or at least a couple of hundred tons of stone here, type 1, which have infilled between the retaining wall and the barn. Therefore, you can't just dig a nice neat trench like we could at the other end, because it just collapses. So we've had to do this big wide ditch with the bigger bucket, moving it up, reusing it. So I'm going to put all the stone over the other side so we can use it elsewhere. Now we've just hit ground, probably not solid enough, but we're down to the ground level. So we now need to kind of mark up and dig our footing to just down to the decent untouched ground. I think we're almost there anyway, but it actually slopes up because it's kind of at a sensible height at that end. It just seems to backfill in this corner lots. You're going to clear that tight.
It's close, isn't it? Can't tell.
Well, the barn is officially naked this end. We've stripped it just back to the portal frame, which is just these 4 columns. So it's all good, ready for the groundwork. We're going to now, well, tomorrow we're going to dig in the trench because we're trying to avoid the sun, well, the fierce heat that we seem to be having this week. So we're going to clear out. The only bit we're a little bit unsure about is how stable the ground's going to end up. So we're going to end up with a thin strip between the footings and the pool. So we might put a hold on this end. But up the other end, we're good to go. And I think there's less stone because yesterday's test dig, there was a lot of stone. So we had to really kind of trench out the whole thing to get a neat footing. Whereas this section here, which is about 10 meters, should all be good to go. Only got the hang of these steels now. Basically, if you have a look here, I've cut from this side because we were felling these big old trees that way. So cut everything in a little bit on both sides, obviously steadying it just to make sure it's not moving anywhere, but it holds nice and safely on this small little T, and then we can just push it over by hand, clear out the way. We already knew it was going to miss everything, and then it could just go down. It goes down pretty slow, gets to about 25 degrees and then just drops the last bit. So these now, well, I'm going to part them to one side with all the others. Once these tabs are all cut off, they're really nice, straight, usable steels. Question is, could we use them for a bridge over the brook? I'm not sure if they're long enough, but we do have 4 of them. And so if they were long enough, I don't know, they're probably a bit skinny for a small vehicle to go over. But anyway, we'll wait and see. Maybe we'll just stick with our pylons. Right, so next job of the day is going to swing back to the north end in the shade, where I belong, and take down the last 2. Our kind of upside down rugby posts. They should be the same as the other end, as easy. Go up with the tower, we'll unbolt 4 bolts on the top, and then make our cut down here, tip them over, and then probably this afternoon's job will be to get this whole trench dug all the way along. The only thing we're going to do is probably leave, well, it's definitely going to leave the essential section in. Although the posts will have gone, we'll still be able to get vehicles in and out. another day, another dig, and we're trying to do a bit of clear up today, so we're going to clear the side. Humpty Dumpty smoking a bit, but hopefully we can get the job done. Oh, how time's changing between camera batteries. What have you missed? Well, we've managed to clear out the whole east side of the building. We thought it was going to be wide enough to get the dumper down, just wasn't going to work. So we've dragged and dragged and dragged, and then did the dumper at the end. So that is how we're looking. We have 2 remaining courses of blocks along here, but we've taken the decision that the footing of those, we're meant to be extending the existing footing, but the footing on those was just not really beefy enough, so we're just going to start from fresh and dig between the 2 footings, a little bit like we've done everywhere else. Just got to adapt, and I think we'll regret. There's a chance that we could do it and then building control be like, oh no, but that either needs to come out altogether or be underpinned. So I think it's just easier to just do a straightforward 550 600 trench all the way along. So that's what we're doing. So we've done a whole load of pecking, which you probably had enough of, because we have. We're going to load that in there. It's going to go around there. It's not going to get crushed. We'll probably have to get a grab truck, but anyway, that's what we're up to. We're doing the dig. It's awkward digging because we've got this to contend with, narrow access out there, crumbly stuff that side, stone this side, but we've marked out. Tom's getting the last bit cleaned up at the edges because we're just going all the way up to the footings both ends. But it's kind of working. Kind of wish we had one of Craig's, Craig's rotating wrist attachment might help, but you can just about swing it in. It just means you can't get parallel with the dig. Well, bit by bit, it is slowly getting there. We have made a few changes since this video. There's even more digging to do, but we are slowly getting there. The drawings are pretty much finalized now, so we can start doing the more precise footings in the new areas around the barn. But we're almost there, so keep your eyes peeled for the next video. We'll leave it here. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.